It was the year 1976. I was doing my 12th standard, and after finishing my 12th standard, there was a discussion at home about what I should do next. There were a lot of suggestions which came. One was, of course, an uncle of mine who was very learned. He was intellectual. He had about 20 degrees after his name. He suggested that I should take chartered accountancy. He said that is the in thing these days. If you do that, you can have your own company, you can have your own private practice, and you can earn a lot of money also, respect in society, and your purse will also be filled. And in those days, most of the chartered accountants used to have private practice. It is not like today where you have companies which hire them. There was another uncle who was working as a chief supervisor in the Hindustan Aeronautics Limited. He suggested that I should take engineering because he said we are finding it very difficult to get good engineers. So it is better that you take engineering. You will get a job. And yeah, the pay is quite decent. But my father, who happened to be the eldest in the family, among the sons, said no, let him do MBBS. Of course, because he was the eldest, everyone said yes. Doing MBBS also is a good idea because he can serve society. My father said, no, I am not looking at it from that point of view. I am just thinking that since his sister has done MBBS, her books are all available, and I don't have to buy new books. Also, I am an ex-serviceman, so we will get a seat for me. And that is how it was decided that I should do medicine. But at that time, I was very keen to stay on in Swami's college. See, once you taste nectar, anything else turns out to be just insipid. And therefore, I just very gently put in a word. I asked if Swami asks me to take something else, can I do that? Then unanimously everyone said, of course. Swami is like the Supreme Court. Whatever he says, that is the ultimate. You have to do that only. Okay. Holidays, summer vacation, everyone was sent home. Swami was very particular that year that all the boys should go home, particularly because the new hostel was getting built and Swami wanted the construction to go on fast, and therefore he said all of you go home. Luckily, being in Bangalore, we somehow pleaded with Swami and said, Swami, can we come every day and come for darshan and go back in the evening? Swami reluctantly agreed. And so we started coming in the morning. We would spend the whole day here and then go back to our house. One day when I came here, I saw Swami was ticking some list and the warden was standing next to him. The next day, the warden, Swami, asked me, Ravi, did you get any letter? I said, no, Swami, I didn't get any letter. And of course, when I went back home, I asked, did any letter come from the college? I thought that something fantastic is going to happen and Swami is going to take me somewhere or something. And therefore, I was very excited. Because in the first year, Swami had taken us to Mumbai. So, Swami kept on asking every day, letter ochinda, he will ask, late Swami, letter ochinda, late Swami. And I would also, when I go home, first thing I would ask is, did any letter come from the hostel? Finally, one day, when I asked this question, my sister picked up a letter and gave me and said, this came by post today. And that's all she said. When I read the letter, it was written in that letter, under Swami's instructions, you have been expelled from the hostel for not keeping to the vow of silence. Swami is very particular that we should not talk unnecessarily, we should not talk loudly. And so the warden, of course, felt that I was very noisy. And therefore, Swami had sent word that I should be expelled from the hostel. So the next day when I went, Swami asked me, letter ochinda? And I quietly showed this letter with tears in my eyes. Swami looked at the letter and said, okay, I will give you one more chance. Now onwards, become more and more silent. Don't become a dabba talking all the time. And so that is what happened. I was very happy, went home, and I had just escaped by the skin of my teeth. And the next day, I kept on coming to Vrindavan. One day, again Swami started asking the same question. Emena letter ochinda? Emena letter ochinda? And I was so scared. What is this another letter which is going to come? And finally, I got the letter. The letter said that you have been selected to go for the Ooty Summer Course. Summer Course in Ooty. This was in the year 1976, May, June. So, highly excited because Ooty was a wonderful hill station. We have only heard its name because it was a very busy tourist place and very expensive also to go there. And so I had never visited that. And now that Swami himself was taking, we are very excited. So we all came here and boarded the buses and we took off to Ooty. Because we went to the Bandipur forest, the Mudumalai forest. Of course, it's the same. The Bandipur forest, when it goes into the Tamil Nadu state, it's called the Mudumalai forest. We went to Ooty and for the first time experienced what it means to be in a hill station. It's a wonderful experience, quite chill. And food was arranged for us in the main house. The main house happened to be the Viceroy's residence. Nandanavanam was the name Swami had given it. And in that place, our classes were held. Senior boys, Swami had told them to stay along with him upstairs. They had this beautiful privilege of talking about various aspects of the summer course, Indian culture. Swami felt that all the pandits who come to speak are very scholarly, but when it comes to putting things into practice, it is not up to the mark. So Swami wanted that boys should commit themselves to not only give good lectures but also practice whatever we were professing. Every day there would be classes, and most of these classes were for 45 minutes, and Swami would come and sit in these classes. In the same place, we would also have our lunch or breakfast. After breakfast, Swami would tell us to go for a walk. As we went for a walk, the place had to be clean to set up the classes and the mics for that, and therefore we would go to the garden outside. There was Swami's estate was there, and there were a lot of plum trees and Ooty plums and that and this, and from his room Swami used to wave to us and indicate that tree is there, that tree has wonderful plums, eat that and all that. So it is very, very exciting. So the Ooty Summer Course went on like this. There were very big doyens who had come. Mr. Kailasham was the Chief Justice at that time. There was Swami Chinmayanandaji who came. Swami Chinmayananda was, of course, a brilliant exponent of Bhagavad Gita. He was very devoted to Swami, and he had come. He gave a beautiful talk on the control of the mind and the control of the senses. And then Swami, of course, had asked one of the students to immediately go and speak as soon as Chinmayananda finishes. Swami Chinmayananda finished his talk, and when he came back to the chair, this brilliant boy, he came to the dais and he also spoke about Bhagavad Gita. It was a brilliant exposition. When he finished and came, Swami asked Swami Chinmayananda how was his talk. And he said, Swami, it was brilliant. It was extremely good. Then Swami said, do you know who he is? No, Swami, I don't know who he is. Swami said, he is your brother's son, whom you have named when you was a child. And so that was one beautiful highlight of that summer course. And as we went to the summer course, naturally Swami had chosen Mahabharata as a theme. Swami's main theme that year was, you should not take Krishna as divine. Generally what happens, we say that, oh, Krishna did this because he is divine. Krishna did that because he is divine. I cannot do it because I am not divine. Okay, Swami said, no. See the human aspect of Krishna. For instance, Swami said, there was one day when had planned a Rajasya Yajna, and he had assigned duties for everybody. And Krishna went and asked him, elder brother, you have not given me any task to do. And Yudhishthira said, how can I give you any task to do, Lord? You are the master of the universe, so there is nothing that I can give. Then Krishna said, no, you must give me also. I have some special qualification. What is it? I am an MA. That's what Krishna said. Oh, you are an MA. You know what the expansion is? Krishna says, Yengalakili ettivayatam. Removing the leftover leaves after people eat. And so he asks that this task should be given. Swami said, when the Lord of the universe himself can take up such mean, very simple tasks, why should you feel that you should be given only blue collar jobs? You should be ready to do anything. So like that we were going through, and we came to the penultimate day. In the penultimate day, what happened? There was an examination. Every summer course, at the end of every summer course, there would be examination, and those who passed the examination would get a certificate. And so we were all sitting down on the floor with our writing pads, and right in front of me, there was a chair. So I assumed some teacher would come and sit there, some invigilator. And when the bell rang, I noticed that Swami came and sat there. Swami was just 3 feet away from me, 2.5 to 3 feet. It is a pleasure to have Swami with you, to have him with you during the exams, because any disaster you can always be delivered from it by his mere presence. And then what happened? There was one question for which I didn't know the answer. So I kept on looking at the roof. And after thinking for a few minutes, I decided to skip that question. I thought this question is tough. Let me not take it up now. Let me leave it. And I went to the next question when I heard this sound like that. So I looked up and it was Swami. And Swami was asking me, what's the matter? What's the problem? Then I knelt down and showed Swami the question and said, Swami, the answer for this question I am not able to remember. It was from Swami's own discourse. And what was the question? The question was, what are the 3 vows of Krishna? Swami said, whenever the avatar comes down, the avatar takes certain pledges. Okay. And in Krishna avatar, the pledge that he took were 3. The kankanams that he tied, in his hand were 3, he said. One was, Paritranaya sadhunam vinasaya cha dushkritam dharma samsthapanataya sambhavami yuge yuge. So to save the sadhus and to destroy the wicked, I come down from age to age. This was the first promise that he gave mankind. The second one was, Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja aham tva sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami masucha. So Krishna is saying, when you want to follow dharma also, a lot of confusions are there. You have your dharma as a youth conflicting with some other dharma that you have to follow, and so on and so forth. Lord Krishna says, Sarva dharman parityajya. Give up all this. Don't get worried about all this. Ma mekam sharanam vraja. Come and surrender to me. Aham tva sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami masuchaha. So he says, you come and surrender to me and I will destroy all your sins. Masuchaha, don't worry. So this is a promise that Krishna is giving, and so it was very thrilling. And the third one was, Ananyas chintayanto mam ejanam paryupasate tesham nityabhiyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyaham. Lord Krishna says, when you think about me all the time, it becomes my responsibility to ensure your well-being at every point of time. So what did Swami do? Swami hummed all these 3 slokas loudly. Because I had thought I could skip this. It's such an important promise that Krishna had given for all mankind. And Swami did not want me to skip this. This is a very important thing. Can you imagine, after 49 years, I'm able to still remember those 3 slokas because of this incident which happened. Of course, what happened in the summer course after this, I'll continue in the next episode.